I am in Leicester Square, and we are unleashing the world premiere of World War Z in 3D. It's massive. It's massive. It's global. It is the most intense thing you're going to see all summer. Well, we started with a really interesting book, this idea of epidemic or a giant worldwide pandemic. And what happens if you wake up one morning and everything that's important to you is suddenly rendered useless? Your coffee, your newspaper, your job, getting on time, it doesn't matter. And then who is best set to survive that? How do you protect your family? What countries are better suited to prevail? We got a big show. Muse has come out to support us tonight and to unleash this thing, so we're thrilled for that. That came about because we were looking for a kind of Tubular Bells, Exorcist kind of song, and it just so happened on their album they have this instrumental song off Second Law that just works perfectly, and so the match started there. I'm happy that everyone else can see it now and enjoy it, because it is great fun.
I'm so excited. The movie is fantastic. The reaction's been fantastic, and I just hope that as many people as possible are going to go and see it, and it's going to be a huge summer blockbuster. Because it's like you're watching Brad Pitt, and he's a relatable story, and you have as many thrills as you can ever imagine that people will claw to their seat. Because he is so relatable, and at the same time he can be a hero, and he's sort of the reluctant hero, and it's wonderful to see someone everybody can relate to become the hero. Muse collaborated with us on the soundtrack, and they're one of the greatest rock bands of our times, and there's nothing better to have some tracks from Muse on the movie and giving a concert right after, which has never been done before, on a square to like 15,000 people. I mean, it can't get any better.
I play Segan, a lieutenant in the IDF, Israeli Defense Force. She is assigned to protect Brad Pitt's character, and together they go through some pretty amazing adventures. It has a great beat to it from start to end. It really takes from the minute it starts and never stops. There's no moment to reflect. And the amount of people who were part of it and the immensity of this pandemic, the way it's portrayed in this movie is going to be amazing. He's such a sensitive guy, and I think he brought a lot of the human part, the regular guy. Just one of us who can get caught up in this horrible situation. I've heard people, telling me that they have been very terrified and on the edge of the seats for the entire movie. I'm very excited to see it myself.
It's hugely suspenseful. It's Brad, who's wonderful. It's great for all ages. People have been anticipating it for 2 years now. It's just wonderful. Adults, kids, everyone can go see it and have a great time. It's really a story about a family trying to survive and stay together, and I play the mom, and she's got 2 little girls, and she and her husband are just trying to stay together and stay alive. He's wonderful. He's like the loveliest guy. He's just so down to earth, and a father and a partner, and he's wonderful.
It's brilliant, really good. I've got to say, I nearly had a heart attack. There's a couple of moments where there's some like jumpy moments, and I've always been one of those people that, but it's totally amazing. A real thrill ride. Yeah, no, we're very honoured to get usage of a couple of our songs from the album, Isolated System being the main one. The opening credits, when the film opens up, you have all these sort of scenes of chaos from around the world, and we're really influenced by that kind of apocalyptic stuff, and I actually read World War Z when we were making the album, so it's a perfect fit, really. I'm really happy it's been used, and I think, of course, it makes the film. What can I say,
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I mean, the music really seems to work great with the imagery in the film, and and that song again, like Matt was saying, it's very, I think when we were creating that song, it came from a very kind of desperate end of the world survival type feeling anyway inside. I think that's what we're trying to do with the music, so it fits perfectly.
Straight after the screening, we're playing. We've got our gear set up in Horse Guards Parade, a very famous location in London there, and we're playing a free concert for a bunch of our fans. I think we've got about 15,000 fans turning up, hopefully, and it could be crazy. It could be fun.
It's an incredible story with a man in Brad Pitt who plays a role which I think everybody can identify with. It's not the kind of movie in which it's so far out of your mind that you can't even imagine being there. Here, it can be you, it can be me, it can be her, who's in the middle, it's Brad, and with some help of his friends. But and I think that combined with the incredible action and the human story, because this is a human story. It's a story that concerns us all. We don't know what's happening around us, and we are looking for answers. And in this film, it sort of helps us to keep our eyes open and to know that maybe if worst comes to worst, there's somebody who's going to help us and save us. Who knows? I'm a director and a producer, and I worked on another movie. I worked with Mark, and so we were preparing, and she was already cast by Mark, and I had a meeting here in London, and he said, "You want to read?" And I thought it was a joke, and I did it, and then but when I read the script, of course I knew that Mark Forster, makes great movies, so that wasn't the problem. When he told me, "You were good, we're sending the tape to LA," and I said, "Who to?" He said, "Brad." I thought, oh my God, this
he was very nervous.
Brad Pitt's gonna watch me and say yay or nay, and he did. And
he really loved him.
He brought his intelligence, his humanity, and his incredible stamina and charm.
Brad brings real authenticity to the role. He's a family man, and he's a thinking man's action hero. He's not a person who just uses force as his only tool. He is intuitive, he figures things out, and that makes him, I think, really unique in this kind of situation. This movie is so intense, it's a thrill ride, it doesn't stop, it doesn't let go, it's got you in its clutches, it's got Brad at the center, it's really fun, and it's really intense and scary.